Enemy taking C.
So hello YouTube, this is World of War Black Ops Pro, and today I'm going to discuss a rather interesting theory I came across last night. I was watching some other YouTubers' videos about how Advanced Warfare did not take 3 years to make, or at least the game we got from Sledgehammer did not take 3 years to make, and it's a pretty interesting theory, so I think I'm going to share it with you guys. So, Sledgehammer and Activision claim that this game took 3 years to make, which may actually be true, but the game they actually gave us didn't. So let me explain what exactly I mean by that. So, as you guys all know, Titanfall came out last March, and you know that game had a lot of hype going into it, and there was a huge hype train, and you know, that game was really all about futuristic stuff and jumping around, like double jumping, and all the stuff like that, like the stuff that this game has, you know. And as you guys know, there are a lot of similarities between this game and Titanfall. So to overlook the similarities would be kind of foolish. So the theory is that Sledgehammer originally was going to make like a normal Call of Duty game, you know, like ground based and you know, no exosuits, none of that. But Activision noticed that the hype train and the excitement for Titanfall was pretty high. And you know, Titanfall, I mean, people were predicting it was going to be the COD killer and stuff like that, and you know, it didn't turn out to be. In fact, that game's kind of died on YouTube. You know, only a couple, maybe a couple weeks after it came out. I mean, it didn't last too long at all. And part of the reason was because of that. It was because of the lack of variety in the game. I mean, there was no campaign, there was no co-op, there was only multiplayer, and there wasn't very many usable guns in that game either. Kind of like Advanced Warfare. So the theory goes is that Activision realized this, and they decided to kind of change the game that Sledgehammer's producing in order to more closely resemble a futuristic shooter like a Respawn Entertainment put out, which was Titanfall. And so they had to, you know, go back and change a lot of things and incorporate the exosuits in this game. I mean, they had to put not only design the exosuits and program them to work a specific way, but they also had to go and redesign the maps in order to work better with the exosuits. And you know, that kind of explains why this game feels kind of rushed. Like, you know, we're all wondering, like, Sledgehammer, you've been given 3 years and you made a game that looked like it could take maybe 1 to make. And this kind of explains why, because probably about a year ago people were excited about Titanfall, and Activision could have picked up on that and just, you know, decided to incorporate exosuits in the game, kind of completely scrap what they've already been working on, and come out with this. Now, there is one problem with this theory, and that problem is that by this point, like last year, Sledgehammer's game was about 2 years into development. So it doesn't make sense why Sledgehammer or Activision, they would all of a sudden drop what they've already been working on for the past 2 years and in favor of something completely new. It's completely new that they would have to redo all their previous work just to incorporate exosuits and other things like that in. It doesn't really make sense, but I mean, the theory does seem reasonable, and it does seem rational because of all the similarities between this game and Titanfall, and also because this game feels rushed. It doesn't feel like it took 3 years, especially because there's not very much variation between the weapons. I mean, a lot of them are just taken from COD Ghost. A lot of the coding from this game is taken from COD Ghost, and they use the same algorithms, the same backdoor, the same coding, everything. And this game was even hacked before it came out to the general public. So yeah, this game, that would definitely explain why this game was rushed and why a lot of things were just copied and pasted from other games. And you know, I don't think Sledgehammer's ever going to come out, or Activision's ever going to come out and tell us that if that had been the case, but it just doesn't make sense why a studio, or why Activision would make their studio, you know, just drop what they're doing and in a space of less than a year to develop an entirely new game. Doesn't really make sense, but you know, Activision pretty much is to blame for the rush development cycles. I mean, over the past few years, you know, they keep pushing and pushing for new releases to be released every single year, and you know, I don't think adding a fourth developer to the COD cycle is gonna fix this. I think it's just Activision who needs to finally realize, okay, we're running the series into the ground. We gotta do something. Let's not produce a Call of Duty for a year or so. Because, you know, the more that they rush these CODs, you know, the more they rush these CODs, the more the quality's gonna suffer. Because you can't keep putting out new games, like better games every year. You just can't do that. Because, you know, if you're only given 2 years to develop a game, things can get kind of rushed, and, you know, Advanced Warfare does feel rushed. It honestly does, and, you know, maybe that's why a lot of people aren't playing this game anymore. Just because, you know, there really isn't a whole lot to do in this game. I mean, there's very few weapon variants. There's not, I mean, the maps are only okay. The kill streaks, there's only a few of them that are actually worthwhile. And that's kind of the reason Titanfall died, because there wasn't really much weapon variation, and it just got boring and repetitive, and that's kind of what Advanced Warfare feels like. Also, the skill-based matchmaking kind of killed this game. I'm not sure why they put it in, but so I got some good news on this, but I'm not while I'm not sure if this is confirmed. I'm not sure this is 100% confirmed or anything. As far as I'm concerned, this is just speculation. Because, you know what, a friend of mine told me that Sledgehammer is going to remove skill-based matchmaking, but, you know, I haven't actually seen any evidence towards that. I mean, apparently some Twitch streamers were talking about it or something, but I seriously doubt they're gonna remove it anytime soon, because, you know, they're very stubborn with it. They really want to keep it in the game. I'm not sure why. I mean, there's huge community backlash against it, but it is possible that they would remove it, because they did listen to the community with the one-shot playlist. But, you know, as of now, it doesn't seem like they're gonna do that, because, you know, they've been very stubborn about it. They don't want to get rid of it. It's a key part of Advanced Warfare multiplayer, and you know what? They're trying to attack reverse boosting, and reverse boosting's not the problem. It's only a symptom. The actual problem is the skill-based matchmaking. People, not only do they not want to play sweaties all day, but they also don't want to face lag. And, you know, those two things can really kill fun in Call of Duty, and that's probably a good reason why a lot of people left the series and Advanced Warfare specifically. You know, I mean, other games like Black Ops 2, they realized it didn't work, so they took it out within like the first month or something. And, you know, that's what they gotta do here, because, you know what, even though this is a step in the right direction, if this turns out to be true, it's not gonna save this game. It comes nowhere near saving this game, because this game, I mean, it's lost so many fans. The fan base is dwindling pretty rapidly, unfortunately, and Sledgehammer doesn't really, I think they realize it, but I don't think they know how to handle it. They don't realize that they just need to make a better game, and people will buy it if it's a good game. They decide to put all this other BS in the game. But the problem is it's been 2 months since launch, and the game is still sort of incomplete. If they're gonna do anything about skill-based matchmaking, they probably should have done it during the first week. Because by now, a lot of people who maybe pre-ordered the game and found out there was skill-based matchmaking and didn't feel like playing against sweaties all day, they might have traded the game in at GameStop and have no interest in playing this game. And plus, like, not only that problem, but also a lot of other problems such as lag and limited weapon variety, and only like 4 guns being usable, being the BAL or the AK or the ASM-1 or the KF-5. Like, those 4 guns pretty much dominate multiplayer lobbies. That's kind of just game breaking, because, you know, it's obvious that this game was released incomplete. You know, and that kind of ties back into that Sledgehammer may have spent 3 years on this game, but what we were presented with is not worthy of 3 years. In fact, I think this game was developed, most of it at least, was developed in probably less than a year. Because a lot of it was just copy and paste from Ghost. I mean, a lot of the guns are from Ghost. The coding's all from Ghost. I mean, if that doesn't give it away that they kind of rushed this game, then I don't know what will. You know, they took a lot of ideas from Black Ops 2. I mean, the Pick 10 system, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was a fan favorite, but it wasn't the best system out there. Create Class 2.0 was better because it actually had pro perks, and in older Call of Duty, you couldn't have more than one perk in one tier, so you couldn't have overpowered setups, like you couldn't have like lightweight or ghost, you can have like ghost and flash jacket, you couldn't have all these overpowered setups, which you can in newer Call of Duty, so that's why, I don't really like the Pick 10 system. I mean, I know a lot of you guys do, but I just think it leads to overpowered setups, and although they did kind of copy that, they didn't really innovate at all, except with the kill streaks on the Pick 10 system. No, I just feel like this game just took a lot of ideas from Black Ops 2, Ghost, and Titanfall. Also, maybe a little like Halo 2, because they took a bunch of stuff from other games. And what you get is Advanced Warfare. It did not definitely not take 3 years to make this game, because if it did, you know, that's kind of sad. And I was wondering, like, how could Sledgehammer? What did Sledgehammer spend all their time on? Like, definitely wasn't campaign, definitely wasn't multiplayer, and definitely wasn't extra survival. So that's what I think went into their time, like just redesign the game around the exosuits as soon as Titanfall was announced. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. This has been World of War. Hope you enjoyed the DNA, and see you guys later.